Okay, we're about, what, 3 weeks into the new year, and a lot of people have already given up on those resolutions.
So we have Des Gibbs, who is the owner of the studio, here to help us stick to our goals all year long. And that's the thing. I think you have to think about it beyond resolution.
Right.
You have to say, like, this isn't a resolution. Maybe what do you like? Start it in December instead. Like, what are your suggestions for folks?
Well, I really think like there's no better time than now.
Yeah.
Why wait for a certain time, you know, to start something? So, and 91% of resolutions fail, and most of those by mid-February. 91%. Yeah. And most of them by February. So you're almost, you know, losing it by now.
Right.
So my number one thing that I tell people is to set SMART goals. Right. So I've said that before on here. Okay. We want specific, measurable, realistic, or attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So having like something that you actually factually can work towards is going to be so much better than just having this like arbitrary big goal with no end date, because you don't have the motivation to really push to get there.
Right.
Yeah. And
so setting that January 1st, this is when I'm starting, may not be the best thing to do.
Yeah, it's just there's so much hype around it, and then there's so much failure around it also.
And you feel guilty.
It's self-defeating then.
Right.
And then you feel like, oh, I can't do it. And it's you can probably attest to this because you've probably dealt with clients or heard from people. Once you quit, then it's hard to go back. Right. So don't maybe think about it as quitting. I think you talked about that. You can take a little break and then come back. Yeah. Something like that.
I tell my clients, I'm like, the biggest thing is if you mess up, just get right back on. It's like if you fall off the wagon, you don't have to get run over by it and dragged behind it, right? Just get back on the wagon, even if it's the next meal, right? Just get back into it. If you miss a Monday, no big deal. Go Tuesday. And one of the things that I like the most is creating accountability groups. I have a program I'm running now 4 weeks at a time. So it's not this long-term pressure, but just 4 weeks at a time to help you stick together, have people with you that are championing you on, and that's been a game changer.
That is a good idea.
Makes sense.
And along those lines, it sounds like you should always maybe have a friend, you know, meet you at whatever gym you like to go to, or whether it's the park or whatever. I do that. I have a friend that I walk with every morning, and that holds us accountable, like we're going to be there. Yeah. Because we know the other one will.
Exactly, and you don't want to leave her by herself in the morning.
That's true, so there's motivation.
Right, whether it's a friend, your spouse, a group of people that you may not even know online or somewhere else. Just tell people what you're doing, and then you have that drive to, you know, help let them know that you're still doing it, and then they'll help you as well.
That support means a lot.
Do you find, Des, that 4-week program, is there a certain, like a magic time or a magic number where people can, if they get on track and they get to a certain point, then they've established a habit? Is that habitual?
I would say so. You hear all kinds of different numbers, like 4 weeks or 21 days. I honestly have found, and I did beta groups to test this out and try it with people, I really found that actually 8 to 12 weeks is when you're truly making the lifestyle change, really making it, because we've all tried a crash diet or something for 2 or 3 weeks, and we don't really hold to it. So if you really stick with something 8, 12 weeks at a time. So the 4 weeks is really just to get your foot in the door, help you get a hang of everything, and then you've got that momentum to keep going. And that is key, because really this isn't just some crash diet that you're doing for a small period of time. We want long-term success, and you really should be, if your goal is to lose weight, it should be something sustainable, right? Maybe half a pound to a pound max a week, because down the road, if you think about 52 weeks from now, where will you be? You know, that's what we want, is that long-term success.
Make a big difference.
Any other tips that you can help us all out with? Because, you know, this is that time when a lot of people have either given up or just decided, you know,
or slowed it down,
or
even people who haven't, they still need those tips and motivation if they don't have somebody. As a personal trainer, what are your recommendations for keeping it going?
I really think you need to set those SMART goals. That's the number one thing you can do. Write it down, have it somewhere you'll see it. The next tip would be join some sort of group. It can be a Facebook group, my group, call me, whatever you need to do to have someone else there pushing you along and guiding you along in your journey. Because if you do it by yourself, the majority of times, you'll just stop when life comes at you. Life gets hard, and we have to adjust with it, so that's very important.
Well, look, there it is right there. Start date February 1st.
Okay.
So, and people, describe how people can get in touch with you the various ways.
Well, I'm on Instagram. It's Des_your holistic PT.
There it is up there on the screen.
And then you can check my website out at CoachDes.com as well.
Okay.
And just reach out, and I'd love to help you see if this is a good fit for you. Because, you know, we all have different things going on. So my goal is just to help kind of bring you along in a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you're helping us. I mean, I'm already thinking, okay, I got to make sure even this weekend I walk.
Right.
You can do it. You can do it.
And we'll have to have you on again because on the side now you've started the side thing where you're doing travel agency stuff. So when we're doing a travel segment,
tips.
This is going to be who
I will get you there.
This is our person right here. Des, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. I always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.